Users must be allowed to sort listings based on various options. Some popular sort options are bestsellers, new arrivals, most rated, price, product names, and even discount percentage. Sorting simply changes the order the content is presented in, not the content itself. This will create duplicate or near duplicate content problems, especially when the sorting can be bidirectional or when the entire listing is on a single page. Google tells us that if the sort parameters never exist in the URLs by default, they don't even want to crawl those URLs. This screen cap is from Google's official presentation, URL Parameters in Webmaster Tools. The best way to approach sorting is situational, and it depends on how your listings are set up. One approach is to use rel canonical. Many times, sort parameters are kept in the URL. When users change the sort order, the sort parameters are appended to the URL, and the page reloads. In this case, you can use rel canonical on sorted pages to point to a default page. In this screenshot, you see that while sorting generates unique URLs for ascending and descending sort options, both URLs point to the same canonical URL. The use of rel canonical is strongly advised when the sorting happens on a single page, because sorting the content will change only how it's displayed, but not the content itself. This means that the content on each page, although sortable, will not be different, and the generated page will be an exact duplicate. For instance, when sorting reorders the content on a View All page, you generate exact duplicates, given that the View All page lists all items in the inventory. However, even when the content is sorted on a page-by-page basis, rather than using the entire paginated listing, you can also create near or exact duplicate content. You can address sorting by removing or blocking sort order URLs. This requires either adding rel noIndexFollow to sorting URLs or blocking access to them altogether using robots.txt or within Google Search Console. In this example, the ski boots listing can be sorted in two directions: price high to low and price low to high. When items can be sorted in two directions, the first product on the first page, sorted high to low, becomes the last product on the last page, sorted low to high. The second product on the first page then becomes the second to last product on the last page, and so on. Depending on the number of items you list by default and how many products are listed, you may end up with exact or near duplicates. For example, let's say you list 12 items per page, and there are 48 items in total. This means that the last page in the pagination series will display exactly 12 items. When you list by price high to low, the products on the first page of the pagination will be the same with the products on the last page when sorting low to high. One way to handle bidirectional sorting is to allow search engines to index only one sorting direction and remove or block access to the other. For example, you allow the crawling and indexing of oldest sort URLs and block the newest. Removing or blocking sort order URLs is the easiest method to implement and may help address pagination issues quickly until you are ready to move ahead with a more complex solution. Another tactic used for addressing sorting is to use AJAX to sort. With this approach, you sort the content using AJAX, and URLs don't change when users choose a new sort option. All external links are naturally consolidated to a single URL, as there will be only one URL to link to. Sorting with AJAX doesn't usually change the URL, so notice how the URL in this screenshot doesn't change when the list is sorted again by bestsellers in the next slide. Because the URL doesn't update when sorting, this method makes it impossible to link, share, or bookmark URLs for sorted listings. But do people link or share sorted or paginated listings? Even if they do, how relevant will pagination or sorting be a week or a month from the moment it was linked or shared? Products are added to or removed from listings on a regular basis, frequently changing the order of products. The chances are that the products listed on page 2, sorted by price, will be partially or totally different from the products listed on the same page the next week or the next month. So, shareability and linkability should not be concerns when you're deciding whether to implement AJAX for sorting or not. If it's better for users, do it. Using hash marks in the URL allows sharing, bookmarking, and linking to individual URLs. A rel canonical pointing to the default URL will consolidate eventual links to a single URL. In this screenshot, the default view lists items sorted by most relevant SKUs. This will be the canonical page. In the next slide, you'll notice how the URL changes when the list is filtered by price low to high. The URL includes the hash mark and the filter value price low to high. Currently, search engines typically ignore everything after the hash mark unless you use a hash bank to signal AJAX content, which itself is deprecated. Search engines ignore everything after the hash mark because using it in URLs doesn't cause additional information to be pulled from the web server. The hash mark implementation is an elegant solution that addresses user experience and possible duplicate content issues.